Hey guys, Paul Mueller here. Just got done with the Bassmaster Elite Series event on Cherokee Lake. I want to give you a little recap of what I did in the event. I ended up finishing 5th overall, and just predominantly fishing for smallmouth, finesse fishing, kind of stuff that I do back home. And I want to show you the baits that I use. So 90% of the fish that I caught this week came on a 3.5-inch Rains bubbling shaker. I used the bluegill color, and I also used a new color that's coming out, Natural Pro Blue, that will be available soon. I was rigging it on a jig head that I created from Do It Molds, just a round head jig head, 3/8 ounce with a Mustad 1/0 Ultra Point. And I was basically fishing this on Dobbins Champion Extreme 702 with a Lew's Team Pro Speed Spin 2000, Gamma Torque Braid 10-pound for my main, and then a 6-pound Gamma Edge fluorocarbon leader. Long leader, about 10 to 12 foot. And I was using my Garmin Panoptics to kind of see, wolf packs of fish around bait and get close to them, and then video game fish vertically with this. And basically the technique was just let it go to the bottom and try to keep it above the fish and just kind of shake it above the fish. Most of my fish came off of that. I was able to kind of control, pull the fish off the bottom. I use this technique instead of a drop shot a lot of times because I can kind of continually raise the fish out the bottom. So it's a deadly technique, and that's the bait. I've tried a bunch of different baits. That was the main bait, 3.5-inch bubbling shaker. And the other two baits that I used in the mornings or when I needed to cover water was the 3.25-inch Fat Rock Vibe shad. You'll see that I have it rigged two different ways. One on a standard jig head, just a swim bait head, a tube and tail jig head from Do It Molds, 1/2 ounce, and a herring head underspin from Do It Molds. And you'll see the color selection was gizzard shad on the underspin with a painted white blade, and that was usually, I'd use that in the morning or under darker conditions or when there was a lot of wind. I felt like they ate that better. And then when it got a little bit slicker and it got brighter, I would just go with the standard jig head. And I basically, the technique for this was I was making long casts, slow rolling on the bottom, covering water, and a lot of times the fish would be spooky in certain areas, so I'd have to back off them with the boat. I could see them on the Panoptics swimming around, make a long cast, and I'd catch them. Just the difference was for the conditions on which bait that I used and what color. This is Natural Pro Blue on the regular swim bait, and I was fishing that on a Dobbins Champion 704 spinning rod, Lew's Team Pro Speed Spin 3000 spinning reel with a 15-pound Gamma Torque braid and a 8-pound Gamma Edge fluorocarbon leader. So that's my recap. It was kind of a 1-2 punch, the swim bait, and then the finesse worm, the Rains bubbling shaker on the jig head, off to Okeechobee.